Hello! Recently, I held a poll on my community tab, which you should go check out, but I held a poll there on what video I should make next, and the votes were pretty even, but my sister came to me and decided to be a tiebreaker, and she chose a Rubik's Cube collection tour. So we are going to do that today. Before we really get into this, I should probably preface, these are nowhere near all of the cubes that I have had over the years or that I technically own at the moment. There's a lot of cubes that have been broken, a lot of cubes that have been lost, a lot of cubes that are currently just at friends' houses. Like, I have a gear ball up at one of my friends' houses right now that I just didn't have time to go grab. So this is not my complete collection. This is not every cube I've ever owned by any means, but these are the majority of my cubes, and most of the nicer ones also. Starting off with the classic though, Rubik's 3x3s. These kinda suck. Rubik's is notorious for not having very good turning mechanisms, because while they did technically start like the craze of like puzzle cubes like this, they've never been the best mechanically. Like, they get stuck up a lot, not great for corner cutting. They're very poor quality when it comes to speed cubes. If you just want a cube to play with, they're alright. This one's a lot newer and a lot looser, and you can definitely tell. But still, like before, basically no corner cutting ability there. So Rubik's is an alright brand. It's the classic, so I can't really diss it too much. They're the OGs, but far from my favorite. Next up, continuing with Rubik's, we have their 4x4, which turns a lot better than you would expect. However, I have yet to solve it because 4x4 is complicated. So I haven't gotten around to solving this puzzle yet, but it turns a lot better than your typical Rubik's brand cube. So I will give it a lot of points for that. This is an incredible cube. And then moving on to Rubik's 5x5, which is a lot more how I expected the 4x4 to be. And if they ever make a 6x6, I imagine this is also how they will make it, if they don't make it pillowed for some reason. Because, again, Rubik's is not very good when it comes to making quality cubes. But this one, you can just look at it and tell, like, it shifts a lot every time you pick it up. Like, it's a very flimsy, loose cube that just wants to explode at any moment. Like, it gets caught on itself so much. And I believe these are stickers, not tiles also. Oh yeah, because that one's peeling up. So yeah, these are also stickers, not tiles, which all of these are tiled, and these are all about the same age. I think I've gotten, at least these two I know I got last year. This one I might have also gotten last year. I could have gotten it the year before. This one I believe I've had for a little longer, but all of these are tiled. I don't see why the 5x5 would have stickers. And also, 2012 engineering. It is atrocious, really, truly. But it is the only 5x5 I've ever had, so I can't knock it too much, I guess. This may be the oldest cube currently in my collection. This is just a Rubik's 2x2. Tiles, not stickers. But, yeah, it's just a pretty average 2x2. I did color in the white side purple with Sharpie a few years ago because I wanted it to look cooler. So I did that. And I'm surprised it's actually held up this long. And if you look close, you can still see the logo underneath. so it didn't do too much damage, I guess. But yeah, 2x2, not much to say about it. It's a fun little puzzle. Again, another classic, but nothing extraordinary, especially, again, being Rubik's. This is not a dodo cube. This is a temperate cube, which means that the colors only reveal when you warm the cube, so they reveal with the contact, the warmth of your hand. So the colors fade and come back as you play with it, and it makes it really difficult, but the turning mechanisms are surprisingly good. This one is actually pretty decent at cutting corners. This is a very old Rubik's Cube that my dad probably gave me from when he was a kid. But oh, you can hear that. You can hear it's old. And I love that about it. I got really frustrated trying to solve this when I was a little kid, and so I just peeled all the stickers off and gave up. It does not turn well. That's why it is now a dodo cube with nothing but the Rubik's logo. Next up, we have actual proper speed cubes. These are Moyu Next cubes. They turn really well. However, on mine, you will see that there are holes in them because I used them for a science fair project one year, so they got mildly mutilated. I need identical cubes to make the project, so I got these two because they were the two cheapest cubes at Walmart. Need I say more? Like, they just are really smooth and fast. Maybe a little loose. But they cut corners really well and they move really smoothly. And these are also, I think, the only two cubes I still have the stands for. I don't know why I kept them, and I don't know why I got rid of all the other ones. But I did. Now for a slightly better speed cube, we have a key with some really neon colors, might I add. Like, these are, like, compared to a normal cube, these are bright. Like, these are, I mean, I guess you wouldn't really be able to tell with the white, but these are significantly brighter. Like, that is just straight up pink next to that red. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera properly. It turns really smooth. I also don't know if I'm saying the name right, because I'm Caucasian. I'm sorry. But this turns really smoothly, almost like butter. One could almost say a little too buttery. It's very well made, and if you pop off one of the center caps, you can see a screw. It came with a whole kit to be able to adjust the tension and everything. But I think that I lost the kit, or I just threw it away, because I have also not touched this cube in a year. I have not been as into cubing lately as I would like to be. But this cube turns remarkably well compared to most of its competitors. Durable, this one you have a little more control. So I definitely like this key over the next cube. But that's just my opinion. The only thing that throws me off is the colors are weird. It doesn't affect my ability to solve. Like, they're all in the right order and everything. They're just, the shades just throw me off. Next up, we have a 2x2 mirror cube, which shape shifts, and I think this was probably one of my longest solves. This probably took me maybe 2 weeks to figure out how to solve, like, just intuitively. But I got there. And I think that this is just a gorgeous cube, because look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous, and you cannot tell me it isn't. And even when it's solved, it's just so pretty. I absolutely love this cube. Oh god. Maybe we'll solve it again. Oh god, please. Please, I'm gonna lose my street cred, please. Please, sir, the hoes are watching. It's a bit of a mindfuck at first, but at the end of the day, you have to remember it is literally just a 2x2. Like, this does not look or feel like a 2x2 right now to any of us, but it is, which is so weird. And I solved it. I think the geometry almost makes it easier to solve than a normal 2x2. But again, it did take me longer to figure out how to solve it. And also comparing it to a normal 2x2 is a lot larger. Like, it is closer to a 3x3 than a 2x2 in terms of size. Next up is my smallest cube. This is just a little brandless pillowed 3x3 on a chain that my mom got me as a little gift just because. Doesn't turn too well, but it is a very mini cube, so I don't really expect it to turn too well. I just wear this on my hip just to give myself something to play with, something to keep my mind stimulated throughout the day, and also a little bit of signaling. But I can do a separate video on carabiner coding and hanky coding if y'all would like. This is the one my boyfriend hated the most. This is my little dodecahedron that I also have not figured out how to solve yet because I just got it about a week ago. I'm starting to get it. I got, like, I think you would call it like a layer done, maybe 2. But it's not. It is one of my more challenging cubes for sure. When I first got it, I showed it to my boyfriend, and he said that he liked the way it turned, which I can kind of see. It is a little bit weird if you're used to like these normal cubes, but it is nice having something that turns on like more like complicated sort of faces of challenge to it that I really appreciate. And I just solved another side. Hey, another one! Oh my gosh! So it actually might not be that hard, because I'm getting a hang of this intuitively pretty quick, actually. I do also really like the colors that they chose, because this has 12 sides, not 6. So I really like the way that they did all the colors. My favorite one is probably, I'm always a sucker for purple, but I'm even more of a sucker for olive green. So it doesn't look as good on camera as it does in real life, but I absolutely love this cube so much. It turns so well. And again, I don't know what brand it was. Both of these were probably just off of Temu or Shein, which I don't endorse. But again, they were a gift from my mother, so I really can't complain about the source or anything else. Next is, for some reason, the only cube I kept the box for. This is a Moyu Pyraminx, and it is spectacular. I love Pyraminx, okay? And this is also my only magnetic cube. So, hold on, I'll do like a full review thing in a second. Let me get out of the box. This is everything it comes with. Some tools for adjusting it, and a couple of pamphlets about how to solve it and how to adjust it. And this is the cube itself. And I think that looks very beautiful. Those colors are so vibrant and so amazing, and it turns so beautifully, and you can feel the magnets. And you know earlier how I said I'm a sucker for purple? Purple plastic on the inside. It has purple internals. And like I said before, it is magnetic. So if you look up here, you can kind of see the circle where the magnet is, and that is really cool to me. This is the only magnetic cube that I have ever owned, and I think that is really awesome. It turns so beautifully. I haven't done any pyramids in a while, so I'm a little bit afraid to really scramble it up, but this is just such a beautiful cube. I love this so much. This is probably the nicest cube I own. With all of these cubes sitting here in front of me, this is probably the best quality one that I own. Not to say it's my favorite, even though I do love pyramids, but it is definitely the nicest. This next one, we're kind of taking a step back in terms of the puzzle, but we are not in size. I saved my biggest cube for last. This, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, comrades, this is my giant 3x3, my pride and joy, and I say that even though I haven't solved it, but I only haven't solved it because it is literally too big for me to move. Like, I am too small for a cube this big, and that is part of why I love it so much. Listen, cubing, Rubik's Cubes, and solving them and all of that is something that I've been into since I was literally 4. This is my autistic hyperfocus interest, for sure. This is my favorite thing ever, and I have been eyeing a lot of these cubes for literally 10-12 years. And some of these brands also for 10-12 years. Like, I've been hearing about Chigi and Moyu for so long, and I was so ecstatic the first time I actually got a cube of that brand, and it just made me so happy. But back to the giant cube. This is my favorite. It does not turn very well, and I'm sure if I wanted to, I could disassemble it relatively easily and turn it into some kind of a display thing, but I really don't want to. I want to leave it just a normal cube and preserve its sanctity and its beauty. I love this. This is excellent, and I can use it as decor also. Like, over in the corner of my room, I normally have this on the floor with a gigantic hourglass on top of it, and I really like this. I think that's beautiful. I think that Rubik's Cubes in general are beautiful, but I think that this is amazing, and this is definitely one of my favorite pieces, not just in my cube collection, but also in my room. This is probably one of my best pieces of decor, and that is saying something because I have a lot of decor. This one technically would not fall into the puzzle cube category, but is still on theme and an essential part to my cubing collection, and so I feel the need to share it with you because it is also probably the coolest part of my cubing collection, and that is my cube purse. This thing is dope as hell. Now, while the colors are inaccurate, for example, 2 white centers, but you know, it was all for design purposes, so whatever, I can't rag on them for it being unrealistic, I guess. But this is an absolutely phenomenal purse. My mom got me this as a gift one year, I think for my birthday, and it is just the swaggiest. I absolutely love this, and this is what I keep the majority of my cubes in most of the time. Obviously not the giant 3x3 because literally the giant 3x3 is bigger than my purse. That is incredible. And just get a scale on this 3x3 again, just to prove I'm not small. This is just a normal 2x2. Just a very standard 2x2. And it's literally smaller than one of the corners. Like, one of these corners is the size of one average 3x3. This is a massive cube, you guys. There's a reason it's taken me so long to even just do this first layer. It is huge, and it is very difficult to turn. And like I mentioned earlier, there's some cubes that have broken or gotten lost over the years, like my gear cube. Those are all my Rubik's cubes. I appreciate you watching this video a lot. I really like having people to just sit here and listen to me nerd out about something that I love a lot. It really means so much to me. So if you would also be kind enough to like, comment which cube was your favorite, and subscribe with notifications so that you can see the next time I post a video, or in my community tab so that you get to vote on the content that I make next. That would be very nice. I have intention to monetize this channel to create a living and support myself. So if you could please help me reach my goal of 1,000 followers to be able to monetize this content, I would appreciate it a lot. Have a lovely day. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye.